Welcome to Free Live Tarot Readings. I'm TarotOracle, and I do the readings.
It's 6:30. Time for the TarotOracle show.
What is going on, Joy? Thank you for your double donation. Andrew Bartman, Syrena. Well, Syrena, it's been a minute. How you doing? Good to see you. Reiki, it's been a minute too. How are you? Tracy, welcome back. Bahade, thank you for hanging out. Andrew, thank you for being here as well. Appreciate everybody hanging out this fine Friday night. It is the end of the week. We've made it to the end of the week. We are excited up in here. Let's go and start the readings immediately with the current feelings of that Leo for the Virgos. Let's see. We're going for a usual deck over here. We do enjoy. Wow, that is off center. That is way off center. That is, you know, that kind of represents how Friday's been going for me. Anyway, we're going to go with this one, otherwise known as the Modern Love Tarot. Maruta, welcome. How you doing? Good to see you as well. How's everybody doing this fine Friday evening? We survived another day. We made it another day, so that is nice indeed. Renee, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. Let me know what your question is. Did you ask the question on there? No, you did. You did a general reading. Okay. Might help if I read the actual donation. That'd be fantastic. All right. Let's see. Current feelings of the Leo for the Virgo. And then we got, how is the Leo doing with his life right now? Okay, let's see what current feelings are doing. We do have a little bit of a hermit, some separation here. Things not being exactly as combined, exactly as connected as ultimately we would like it. But I mean, that is it. That is it, you know, the way it goes. Three of Pentacles says this is something that's pending work. And I say that pending work is basically things that we need to do, things that we need to address. There's a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of open doors that need to be closed, that need to be addressed, that need to be done, right? At Three of Pentacles, we have this connection, but it's just not as tight as we want it to be. The reason we say that is the Hermit. It's just not something where we have been connected. Do we need to do some work to be connected? Absolutely. Is that some possibility in the future as well? Yes, indeed. But it just feels like it's something we're not engaging right now. We're not addressing right now. But this could be something that comes up later. Overall, saw Nine of Wands. It just says the separation is kind of working on our nerves. In other words, I think the Virgo kind of wants, Joy, you kind of want, hey, let's get a connection. Let's at least have some sort of an active connection. I think David is in the same place to where they'd be interested in an active connection, but they just don't know what to do with it right now. It's not something that they would engage in, or they would be really happy with it right now. It feels like this is still a bit of a separation. So the Hermit card, still separated. There's still some planning, some pending things here. And I think the separation is sort of working on the nerves of both people at this point. Lover, welcome. Good to see you. How's everybody doing? It is a beautiful Friday night. I like it. All right. Now, what are they doing with their life right now? They're making themselves a rolling success. Are they winning the lottery with the lottery number tarot generator that I just put up on the video? By the way, if you didn't see that, how to play the lottery with tarot, I have my numbers for tomorrow. So I'm going to go and get some tickets and start using this system on a daily basis. And if I win, I'll be sure to let you know that what I won. So assuming it's more than $2 or $3, basically. To Shonda, welcome. And then Syrena says, that's me. All right, Syrena, you are in the queue for a general reading. Thank you again. I greatly appreciate you coming back and hanging out with us tonight. All right, the Leo, what are they doing with their life? Are they happy? What's going on? Leo seems very, very busy. This is somebody who's very active, very sort of chasing their goals, chasing their dreams. They're not kind of sitting on their hands waiting for somebody to hand them the dream or give them the opportunity that they need. They're actively going out and making it happen. You see that with a Knight of Swords, a big movement card, very sort of active, very sort of windy, moving through and making things occur, right? You don't really see things like a Four of Pentacles where we're holding back, we're not exactly engaging in our life. This is somebody who is very actively engaged in doing things. Four of Cups, this is an interesting. I think that David has turned into a social butterfly. I think they have more friends, they have more connection, they have more things happening over there than you're kind of accustomed to. So if you saw them now, you'd be quite shocked at, how much more social they've been doing, how kind of things, what are things that they have been pursuing. But they have been in this social environment, and they have been sort of reaching out to people, making new friends, making new connections, and really sort of getting out there and being social. And I think that's kind of an exciting thing for them. We have another Knight. Anytime you have a couple of Knights or a couple of the same courts in there, you got to kind of wonder why, right? This is, again, somebody is mobile. It could be that they're literally mobile. They're going from place to place or constantly out. If they have turned into a social butterfly, that could be the case indeed. That, yeah, they are, going, they are interacting, they are moving out. So you have a lot of trips, a lot of travel that's sort of associated with this individual. A couple of Knights indeed. Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords, they have the two active Knights. Again, overemphasizing the activeness of this individual, but it really sort of shines through here, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and they're not really wasting a lot of time, which is good. I mean, if you do have dreams, ambitions, definitely kind of getting out there, making it happen is going to be huge. You don't really want to have dreams and ambitions and bright ideas and all this aspiration and inspiration and just sit on it, right? Because that kind of makes you a little bit tense or a little bit aggravated. You know what I mean? Because you have all these things that are pending, you have things that you're excited about, but you're just not doing anything about it. And I think that kind of hurts. So this is an individual that's not doing that. This is somebody who's engaging with it, making it happen. Syrena is next. You're the gym most nights. Kickboxing. There you go. Serena's making it happen over there. Speaking of making your dreams come true, that's what I'm talking about. All right, Syrena wants a little bit of a general action. If we're going general, we're going to go for my deck over here. Everybody knows it because everybody loves it, the Waterfall Tarot. If you don't have that, If you, oh geez, the death card. Okay, that one came right out. That didn't even hesitate. That was like, okay, we need to get this out of here. We need to get moving with this. At least the death card in my deck is not getting mowed down by a bus. You know what I mean? Getting mowed down by a bus is not probably the best death card. I mean, and I'm sure that somebody in the anime community is like, you know, and I did get comments. They're like, you know, that's very popular in the anime community, and you got to understand it's very funny. I don't know, man. I mean, because you sit there and you do live readings in front of people, and you got to explain any weird cards because everybody's going to have questions about the weird cards. And I had the one where, you know, you're throwing a baby into the fire. There's one where a goat is humping a human woman. You know, there's all sorts of weird cards that I've had in decks before. And, you know, you got to explain those when they hit the table. Otherwise, you don't bring those to the live reading. So if you bring the anime tarot out there and you say, you know, death card is getting mowed down by a bus, that, you know, that there's kind of that you got to explain that. And that's difficult to explain. It's like, well, you know, your changes are pending, but the changes involve a large bus at a high speed. I mean, CinnamonToasttt, welcome. Good to see you. What's going on tonight? All right. Let's see. You know what it is. You know how it goes. You've been here before. You've warmed up to it. It's the death card. You have some changes coming. I think it's interesting that we have changes in the household or changes around the things that you do every day. I think that is interesting indeed. Queen of Wands, welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, the death card. What are we changing? Because you do see the death card here and there and everywhere. And you're kind of like, well, what does it relate to? Or what do we get more information about it from? Because a lot of times you'll see this hit the table and you're like, okay, changes, different things happening, different things moving. Mike, I thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. But yeah, it is sort of associated with the home or with building stability. It almost feels like that you have a level of instability that is coming. Lover, I thank you for your donation over PayPal. I greatly appreciate you. All right, we got tons and tons of donations coming in. Thank you very much. There is a change in the stability, a change in the home front, a change in the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Four of Wands is kind of building a level of stability, building something that you're doing, or changing habits. And I think that's where you're at right now, Syrena. You're changing your habits. You're sort of making things happen. You're talking about you going to the gym. You're getting that inspiration out there. You're getting all of this kickboxing. You're getting stuff done. You know, it feels like that you're actively changing, actively making progress on the goals that you kind of want to as well. Kind of similar to what the reading we just had. BooBoo, welcome to the stream. Similar to the reading we just had with the Leo and whatnot. But you are making it happen. And I think that's because you're kind of not content with where everything was before. So you do realize you need a change. You do realize you need some modifications. And I think you're making that happen as well. And that's good. Ultimately, the Five of Cups says there's a level of dissatisfaction with kind of what your new goals are, how you're doing it, how you're sort of pursuing things. And I think that's good because that gives you sort of this narrow line of sight to where, okay, you know, this isn't exactly where I want it to be, but this over here is, right? This over here is where I want it to be. And I think you're making those tweaks, you're making the modifications to your life, basically to make your life happy, to make your life better. IL, thank you for your generous donation. I appreciate that. Juliet, there's 3 people before you, I believe. Juliet, no. How many people in line? I'm new here. How are you? How much for a donation? Any donation works. PayPal is linked up here, or you can super chat, either one. Right now, you have 5 people in front. But basically, you're making the changes that you need to become better, to expand, to basically reach some of the goals that you've been itching to reach over time. And I think that is good. There's more changes, more modifications that need to be done in order to make that happen. Overall, I think that you're in for good times. I think you're in for very good times with this line of sort of pursuit, with where you're going, what you're doing. So I think that is active. I think being active with that. Magician says kind of watch out for how you do things. So let's approach kickboxing. Let's approach your working out. As with all things martial arts, as with all things in life, don't lean on your strengths, right? So if you're good at a sidekick, you're good at a roundhouse or whatever you have, don't lean on that as your primary thing. What you want to do, what you want to focus on is your weaknesses. Maybe you're bad at the sidekick. Maybe you're bad at a spinning crane kick or whatever they use in kickboxing. I don't know. But yeah. So maybe you're bad at certain things. You want to pursue those things and become not bad at those. So you make a more well-rounded overall approach to your fitness, to your changes, to your day-to-day activity. So that is my reading on there. All right. Who do we got next? We got Mike is next. Mike has a question, and let's see what's going on. Okay. Are the obstacles I'm experiencing temporary, or will they derail the project that we have worked so hard on? We've blood, sweat, and tears up in this project. Can we make that happen? Can we make this thing? We're going to use the super duper Linares version 2. There you go. BooBoo wants some fun stuff for the next 2 weeks. You are in the queue. Thank you so much, BooBoo. I appreciate you. Hey, that rhymes. All right, super duper Linares version 2 are the obstacles I'm bumping into up in here. Are they permanent or are they temporary? Do we have a derail in here? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Here's what I think the obstacles are doing. Juliet, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate you. I think that the obstacles are pushing you to a different direction. That's pretty much clear what you have here, right? All right, so we have the happy home, happy family, a little too stable, a little too much leaning on the stability, leaning on kind of where we're at, what we're doing, how we're doing it, a little too stable, all right? Now we have these obstacles in the way, 3 of Swords. We have difficulty, we have challenges, we have things that are pushing us, right? That are sort of moving us into maybe just the derail, like you're talking about, situation. But after this card is the best one, is the 8. The 8 points to movement. It points to a different direction kind of movement. So the obstacles are there to basically not let you be comfortable. They're there to not let you be on this path where you don't have to imagine, think, innovate, do anything like that. Because it is time to innovate. Make no mistake. It is time to do something a little bit different. It is time to embrace some stuff maybe you didn't think about before. Maybe we got too comfortable. It was going well. Everything was going good. The 3. Now, there's 2 big cutting cards, the 3 and the 10 of Swords. This is a light cutting card. I talked about that. By the way, PayPal, link over here for my, PayPal, link over here for the Patreon. I talked about this in today's Patreon exclusive live stream. I talked about that it's 2 types of cutting cards. This is more of a light cutting card, which is good. You don't want a 10 of Swords, happy home, happy family, and then boom, bad news. So that's not going to happen. But basically, you have it doesn't derail. It moves you into a different rail, into a different direction. And that is the cool part, because that allows you to innovate, to make things still happen, to make things still successful. Queen of Wands, I thank you for your donation. Let me know what your question is. But it's good. It's good. Mike, I'm just telling you, it is good. And it doesn't seem like it's good, but it is allowing you to innovate. It is allowing you to think on your feet and to move into a little bit of a different direction. All right, let's go to, speaking of different direction, let's go to the PayPals. We got a PayPal over here for a lover. Lovers like, yo, what advice do you have at university studies? Let's do that and let's make it happen. What advice do we have for studies? If we're going to study, we got to study with a buddy, and the buddy is going to be the Little Buddha Tarot. That is our study buddy. That's the best study buddy you can get. Little Buddha Tarot, limited edition is what I'm talking about. This is, I think, Andrew Still's favorite deck out there. So there we have. That is fun indeed. Something tropical my daughter gave me. There you go. You need a little bit of a drinky poo on a Friday night. That's what I'm talking about. It is time to get a little bit intoxicated, and that is a good thing. Okay, let's see. Unless you're driving, then it's probably not the best, not the best idea. Okay, let's see where we're going with this. University studies, do we have any advice? Oh, Jesus, the High Priestess, learning, picking that up. Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. We need to study a little bit more. We do need to get some more study in. There's a level of sort of frustration with the studies. It's almost like we're not getting what we need. We're not getting a lot of the stuff that we like from this. The studies are kind of phasing out where it's a little bit boring. It's like, not there. But yeah, you're looking at the High Priestess. It's time to pick up more information. And I think that's kind of the cool part. Let's say you're studying tarot or something, and you have the book has certain things in it, and you're kind of interested in it. In other words, you are pursuing it, but you're pursuing it in a different vein. So let's say I'm learning tarot, and all I really have to learn is the tarot. Now I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. What about the astrology portion? What about the symbolism? What about the color kind of stuff? What about the, this and that, and the deeper levels of meaning for that? So it's kind of time to deep dive into some of the things that you're studying it and get a little interested, get kind of intrigued by it. Maybe it is history, maybe it is physics or something like that. You're like, well, why the hell did they invent this, right? What happened in this part with history? Like, what is going on with that? So it's time to sort of embrace that and become curious about what's going on, because I think there is a level of depth that is sort of here. So the High Priestess is all about learning, holding the Torah, having all of the information. So it's time to pick up the information and run with it, and combine that with the Knight of Cups. Is kind of a time to get inspired. So instead of just rote memorization of tarot, now I'm really coolly intrigued. I'm like, well, what if you do this? What if you do that? That is really the weird part about it. Knight of Pentacles says definitely do pick up a study buddy. Definitely pick up somebody that is also engaged with your same class, maybe. So have a classmate, somebody, a friend or something like that that's doing the same kind of thing. And you do want a study buddy to go along with you, because that person will keep you honest. The days you don't want to study, the days you're doing, you can drill each other before a test. You can talk about the material, about what doesn't make sense, or maybe something like that. So it's always good to have a friend, have somebody else that you can sort of rely on and sort of lean on during the study process of this indeed. Six of Cups talks about that. Time to get the study buddy, time to go back and forth with that. Kind of like the workout buddy, right? If you don't work out one day, they call you. They're like, where the hell are you? That's the kind of thing with the study buddy. So definitely time to take that, get engaged with somebody, get interactive with them, and walk the line for that. And that would be the advice for the university studies. There you go. Pretty standard stuff there. All right, so that was Lover on PayPal. Let's go back to the super chats. Monique, I still got you in the queue. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, we got a career reading for IL for the next 2 weeks. See what's going on. Starlight, Star Bright, what's going on tonight? All right, let's get it going. Let's make it happen over here. We're going to get, we need to get the cute decks out tonight. See, everybody's like, that's so cute. Let's do more cute decks. Tonight is maybe is cute deck night. We're going on the old-fashioned, the standard Mons Tarot version 2. Somebody like in my comments was like, hey, when you do a flip through, you need to tell me what version that is. I'm like, I don't know what version it is. That's probably a good idea. They're probably prudent to have that in the queue there, but I just didn't do it. I'm sorry. Okay, well, let's do career though. What kind of career things are moving, happening, or shaking the world over there with IL? Let's see what kind of cool stuff we can get. Let's put The little Buddha tarot back up where it goes in the tarot tower, and let's dig into this. King of Pentacles. Sounds like you're doing where you need to be. All right, here's a prediction. Here is a what the hell's going on? All right, here's a prediction. All right. Entertainment purposes only, but we're going to go out on a limb tonight. King of Pentacles, what you're doing works, right? The King of Pentacles is all about sort of a comfort level. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty content with what I'm doing. And that's kind of where you're at maybe with career or what you're doing. What you're doing works, right? It works. That's the most important part. What you're doing just works. Very critical with that. And that's good news because it does say that you don't have to do a lot of changes, a lot of dramatic modifications. I don't have to do a big 10 of Swords moment, all right? Brea, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. But yeah, you do have that moment. King of Pentacles, I'm pretty content, I'm pretty happy. And what I'm doing is good for the career. Seven of Pentacles, as always, is making things happen, planting the seeds for success, putting it down there. It also is sort of a frustration level too, with I'm doing the things that I need to do, but I'm not getting the results that I want. And that is frustrating because you're doing it, you're making it happen, but it feels like sometimes you're on the mouse wheel where you're just going and going and going, and you're just not making the big progress, the big motions that you need to make. Leslie, I thank you for your donation. The moon says a lot of things are changing in a couple of months. Quite a few changes are coming through in a couple of months. The moon is a good thing, almost like a new journey, a new thing happening. Now, the King of Pentacles is a bit of a problem card because we're so comfortable with where we're at, or because we kind of really don't have that big incentive for change, big incentive for something new, something innovative, something big, basically. But you do have a large opportunity, I think, coming in the next couple of months. The moon says we're going on a different adventure, making it happen. I think that's going to be good for you. Two of Pentacles, though, the Choices card. I have a big adventure. I have an opportunity. I have a place that we could go. Do I choose that or not? Because you have that feeling of maybe I'm too comfortable over here, but it sure is nice. I'm doing what I need to do. It sure is nice. Making this big new adventure, is this something I want to do? And I think that's going to be a difficult choice for you to make. Ultimately, you have to make it, but it's going to be good there, right? Maybe you just completely embrace this 120%. That's up to you. But that level of I'm doing what I need to do, I seem to be getting some results that I need to get. Should I go on this unknown thing? That's going to be up to you. But basically, hey, as long as the opportunity is out there, that's kind of where we want to be. All right, BooBoo, tell me something interesting and fun for the next 2 weeks. Okay, you know, the Thoth may not have anything interesting and fun about it. that may make a non-interesting and a non-fun reading by the deck that you chose. YouTube user, welcome. How you doing? Thank you for your donation. Noelle, it's been a minute. Good to see you. And how are you doing as well? Noelle, were you the one that's having the baby? Yeah. Noelle, how's the baby cooking along, so to speak? Let us know. No, I believe it's Noelle. My memory is pretty good, but it's not perfect. So if I butcher that, I'm sorry, Noelle. But I do think you're the one that was pregnant. How is your baby coming along? Let us know. Always good to have you back in the stream. Welcome back. All right, tell me something that's interesting, fun, something that's going to be there. The 4, wow. Most of the, something interesting and fun. Most of the choices that you have in, I would say, the next 2 weeks are kind of limited, but there is basically the small open door that you can embrace, you can chase, you can make it happen. It's almost like you get something free. you get something free. And the something that's free is quite nice indeed. So that's kind of what you need. What is exciting about that? You want something fun, it is something fun, something sort of cool. I do think that you get something for free. So that is sort of interesting because we've seen kind of where you're at with that before. We've seen that you are going to make some winnings. You are going to get some stuff done. Maybe you can do the lottery winning, the lottery numbers that I posted thing. I don't know, but you do have some free money. You do have some free stuff coming. Man, that's basically the big thing. The other thing is, you have a sort of a tough choice to make. I think you make the right choice, but you don't like the choice that you make. So let me do that again. You have a tough choice to make. You're going to have to make a certain choice, and this is where you were leaning in the first place anyway. But when you make it, it's like either somebody's angry about it or upset about it, and you're just going to have to kind of deal with it. But that is the way it goes, ultimately. There you go. All right. You have some tough choices to make. Not everybody's going to be happy about it, but you're happy about it, which is kind of unusual because I think a lot of us, we want everybody to be content, happy with the choices, with where we're going. But this choice here, it's like you just don't care. Like you're either fed up or something, or I don't know. Noelle, we got the BooBoo says, girl, BooBoo's track record with baby gender is pretty good. It's really good. So, I mean, maybe that. Juliet, will love find a way up in here? Let's see. Will love ever find me? I'm highly celibate. Would like to make a lover. Okay. We need to add that part. We need to add that part to the question. Well, maybe not I don't know. Let's go that. Okay, will love ever find me one day a lover? Okay, I'm highly celibate. All right, well, I mean, hey, you got to go with what you know, I guess. You got to go with what you know. Okay, let's see. Let's go over here. And let's pull, well, no, that's some bad wording. I was going to say, let's pull it out. No, that's bad wording. Let's go, and I guess we'll go the Wonder World Tarot. I mean, might as well do that. Okay. Anyway, will love ever find me? One day, let's get us a lover. Let's see. How's it gonna go? All right, let's see what sort of why we're in this position, or why we're sort of stuck in this particular situation. How do we get out of it? Is there opportunity to get something out of it or whatnot? Anyway, be kind of a long time no lovey. Okay, that's fine. I've been there. We've all been there. Well, I assume most of us have been there. Oh, Jesus, the 10 of swords, a 3 of coins, a 2 of coins, page of wine. The issue seems to be that you just don't have many opportunities. It feels like there's not a lot of open doors to embrace or to go out and to make it happen. Page of Wands. There's just not any open doors, right? And I think part of that is love is not really high on your list. It's not like the number one thing. In other words, you're not going to sit there for 4 hours on the dating app. You're not going to go out to the 20 different places to find somebody. BooBoo, thank you for your other donation. But yeah, that Page of Wands, it feels like you just don't try at the level of super enthusiastic. So you just kind of sort of relax. And that's not bad, right? I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, that's bad. That's not bad. Because a lot of us are just sort of comfortable with where we're at. We have our own patterns. We have our own way of doing things. And sort of, doing the love thing, it's kind of a pain. It's kind of pain in the butt and what have you. 2 of coins says you have opportunities here and there. But yeah, I mean, it just feels like there's just not a lot of open doors, not a lot of things happening happening with that. Two of coins, that says you just don't have the decisions that you need, the opportunities that are coming out of there. Devil overall says, don't let that sort of dissuade you. Don't let that get you down. There is sort of opportunities for love, but you're just going to have to literally chase it. And that's kind of unfortunate, right? We have to actively chase it. We have to actually go and all of that other stuff and do all of this stuff. And the devil says, sometimes I'm just not in the mood. Sometimes I don't care. Sometimes I don't want to deal with it and whatnot. So you got to kind of understand that as part of the pattern. Overall, the Ten of Swords says, yeah, you're going to have to make drastic changes for that to happen. So, and I think you kind of knew that to begin with, right? It's one of those things, unless the UPS guy is your soulmate, you're going to have a difficult time sort of getting into the love of your life or whatnot. Ten of Swords says you have to make drastic changes to get the love out there, to get the doors open. Candace, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. But overall, the Three of Coins, if you're willing to do the work, then you have more opportunities, more people see, more people like you, more people are exposed to you. I think it's one of the things where the more you're out, the more people you're around, the more singles events, the more dating apps, the more kind of things you're doing, the overall better your chances of finding somebody, right? Or at least getting the opportunities that you want. So yeah, if you're doing that. So if you want the drastic change, if you want the drastic different life, you are going to have to make the drastic change. The Ten of Swords, you have to sort of cut out some of the stuff you're doing, make sacrifices in certain areas, and then go do the dating thing, right? It's like playing the guitar, playing the piano, painting, martial arts, whatever you're doing, you got to put in the work. And unfortunately, dating is part of that equation. You do have to put in the work. You do have to put in the effort in order to make that happen. No effort, no results. I mean, I can't dream about playing the piano at night, and daydream about it during the day. But if I don't have a piano, I'm probably not going to get better at the piano. So yeah, you got to make drastic changes. If you're not willing to do that, that's fine. And that's cool. But that's the way it is. You do what you know. Let's see. We got Monique. Who is Monique? Sorry, we're moving mighty fast tonight. Let's see. Syrena was not Monique. Let's see. Lover. Juliet was a different one. Candace was not. Bree. No idea who Monique was. Monique donated over PayPal, and I appreciate that. Let me know who you are and what your question is. Do I have any details about the reading? No. So Monique, let me know what your reading is, and I will get you in the queue there. Let's see. CinnamonToasttt Toasty. That's me. Okay, there you go. CinnamonToasttt. We got you next then. Okay, you're going to make me addicted again to tarot cards. That's what I was talking about. That's what you got. That's what you got. Okay, what's the Libra's card feelings for me at this time? Does a Libra like me? Does a Libra not like me? Let's see what's going on with all of that. Okay. We're going CinnamonToasttt Toasty. I used to love that cereal, Count Choculateur. Big fan of that cereal too. But yeah, I ate enough of that. I got 400 pounds pretty quick. Pretty quick indeed, the way it is. CinnamonToasttt Toasty, we're going to do some anime tarot just for you. All right. What's the Libra's card feelings towards me right now? Are they willing to make any sacrifices for me? Are they willing to do some love things? Or, or do they just don't like me at all? Do they miss me at all? That's kind of the question, maybe. Prince of Swords, High Priestess, and the Empress. Oh, Jesus. Empress is a nice card. It's like a lot of fond memories or a lot of fond things that I'd like. A lot of either memory. Is this an X? Is this an X is what I'm saying? Anyway, a lot of memories kind of thing. Yeah. Jill, welcome. Good to see you. A lot of memories, a lot of good feelings. The Empress is nice. And the Empress is this level of not desperation, not anxiety, but taking a deep breath and just relaxing, right? Relaxing, very, very relaxed, sort of toned down, not very high stressed or high maintenance. Very good things indeed. The Empress right here, especially next to the High Priestess, you got the double majors over here. It feels like that they're watching you. And I'm going to go out on a limb I'm going to say they're watching you. TOK, hello, welcome. And Clumsy, welcome as well. The reason I say that, we have the Empress along with investigation or the need to learn something or acquire knowledge within the High Priestess with the level of the Torah. So I think they're watching what you do. Maybe it's social media, something like that. It's almost like they're either looking or thinking or scanning the environment and seeing what's going on out there. The Prince of Swords as well, right? RR, I thank you for your donation. Yeah, the Prince of Swords. I think there's a level of communication coming from this individual. The level of communication coming from this individual, maybe they have something to say, maybe there's something on their mind, and they just sort of let it loose kind of thing. Maybe. Anyway, that is the reading for that. Thank you again. I appreciate you. All right. We are going for Queen of Wands is up in here today. Current relationship energy. How's the love of Queen of Wands life going? Let's do it with the Baroque Tarot. Baroque Tarot is interesting indeed. I do kind of like the Baroque Tarot. I don't know. I think it's pretty cute. Not my favorite deck, but it's one of those where it's a nice new deck. I think it looks decent. It's got good energy along with it. But overall, I kind of like it. Anyway, Queen of Wands wants to know about the current relationship energy. Let's see what's going on there. Six of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. RR, thank you for your other donation. I appreciate you. A lot of potential, not a lot of realization. So here, let's go through this. A lot of potential. It's nice. A lot of potential. If we could just do this, if we could tweak it like this, if we could do that, it would be so much more better. If that's even a thing. It could be so much more superior, better, something like the world. It's so much potential if we could just do these things. A lot of times, we can't do these things. A lot of times, we just got to relax and take it as it is, or kind of accept that other people may not be on the same page as we are. Nine of Swords says some of the potential not being realized is a level of either stress or anxiety, or I'm not really thrilled about everything. So maybe we're focused maybe on the negative too much, but you do have to realize that is sort of pending. That's out there. Bria, you are next. I did not read you next. Wheel of Fortune says what you're getting today is what you're always going to get from this. If you're looking for this burst of expansion or excitement or new things, really just not going to happen here. Wheel of Fortune says what we get today is what we're going to get tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Overall, Six of Pentacles. I think that it becomes a thing or a level of stuff that you need to do to make this keep going. So, yeah, it doesn't stall out, but it's a level of you need to do certain things to make this keep going. And at a certain point, you got to get, yeah, is that something I want to do? Is that something I don't want to do? Carolina on my mind. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. But yeah, you're going to end up putting in more work just to make this go. So, you know what I mean? So it's like the old car, right? The old car works great when it was new, but now it takes a level of more effort to make the car still go. So that's basically it, right? That's basically it. No marriage ever again, but you want to get married. Now that is interesting. That is interesting indeed. Yeah, it basically just becomes work. Becomes a little bit more work. Anyway, Brie, you are next indeed. Will I live with a cousin's niece's place after a few weeks? Huh? Maybe. Let's see where we're going with that. We're going to get the Dark Mansion for this one because you may be in a mansion indeed at the end of the day. Let's see what's going on with that. Clumsy, thank you for coming in for your donation. I appreciate you. Let's see where we are going. A witch. You Catholic and a witch. I mean, hey, you know, just cast a spell while they're giving you the communion. Is what I'm saying. I grew up Catholic. I didn't get kicked out, but I did ask a lot of questions that they didn't want me around anymore. Like, what happened with the Crusades? Technical questions. Like if there was Adam and Eve and that was it, then they had kids. Who are the kids reproducing with? Themselves? Isn't that kind of a DNA genetic issue? We doing the sister or the mom or like what the hell's going on? It didn't make any sense, right? So anyway, I got told not to come back, basically at a certain age. Anyway, all right, but that's okay. Diana, thank you for your sub. The Six of Cups, okay, will we be there? Six of Cups really leans towards a yes. RR, I thank you for your donation. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, geez, that is a 100% thumbs up, right? 100% thumbs up. Six of Cups, talking about the family, literally the family card, living in the same house, being in the same environment. It is literally the family card. Queen of Pentacles, it feels like we're saving money by being there, or it costs a little bit more money from being there. Ace of Pentacles says it's good because there's some new opportunities that are out there that you're going to be excited about. Ultimately, that's just a yes. Knight of Pentacles indicates the moving. That is a hard yes. Very good yes indeed. RR, thank you for your gazillionth donation. I greatly appreciate you tonight. Leslie is next. How does the Libra feel about me? I'm a Capricorn. Oh, go with what you know, and that is the teddy bears. The teddy bears, making the teddy bears happen tonight, my friends. The teddy bears are happening tonight. A love-hate relationship and the cause of cognitive dissonance. Well, it's the way it is. The way it goes. Oh, man, we'll get to your reading here in a minute. You're actually far away. We got like 8 people in front of you. So sorry for the delay. If y'all are in the queue, by the way, I got 28 donations, and it's going to be a while before you get done. Well, 28 plus 5 PayPals. We got 33, 34. Diana, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. All right, let's see what's going on. How do they feel about me? Man, very, very good cards. Very good cards. Why are they overthinking things, though? Why are they overthinking things? It feels like there's a lot of stress for no reason, some anxiety for no reason. It just feels that way. The Justice card. Like someone's chasing something they should not be chasing right now. That's what I'm talking about. IT guy, welcome to the stream. But yeah, it feels like that they like you. You like that. We have a good connection here with the 10 of Pentacles. There are some good feelings, some good things happening in the background. Wheel of Fortune said there may be some difficulty expressing it, maybe some difficulty kind of making it happen, getting it done. Wheel of Fortune says you're going to have to make some changes to make this work, basically, right? There's some drastic things that may need to happen to make this fully functional, to fully work. But there's a level of anxiety here that doesn't need to be here. If we could get rid of that, that would make a lot of difference. V, I thank you for your donation. Ultimately, it's up to you here at a certain point. Oh, man. I don't think you like that. I don't think you like it being up to you. I don't think you like the anxiety. I don't think you like kind of some of the questions that have come up. It just doesn't feel like that there's a lot of happiness, a lot of just glowing joy within this for you. But I think you can make it work. You just got to go work at it. Anyway, is A want a relationship? Now, A did bring up the question about a relationship. So we got to get on that. We have to realize that A brought up A brought up the question, right? They wanted something more substantial. You're like, no, I kind of want to just be friends and you know, taking it back here. And let's see what's going on with that. Ultimately, where are we going to be at? By the way, this is the Pastel Kitty deck. In case you're wondering where that's at, this is coming to Kickstarter in August, apparently. So, I mean, if you want a copy, go get a copy. All right, 5 of Swords to 8 of Swords in the Moon. Do they want to be a relationship? I think they like the steady connection. They like the steady connection. A is a one that doesn't want to work at stuff for a long period of time. They don't want to go work at stuff. They want things to be settled, things to be easy, things to be set in stone, and then they're going to relax and do their thing, right? They're going to relax and just do their thing. They're not one that goes and chases a lot like N does. But so they see that possibility here, but they know that you don't want it. And they know they're restricted from getting it. Now, do they have an emotional resonance with you to where they do want this sort of to turn into something more predictable? Absolutely, because that predictability is good for A. A sort of lazy. They want things to be sort of handed to them. But yeah, the Moon card, I think they want it a little bit more, but they're fully aware that you don't, which is going to be important indeed. All right, how is N feeling about our connection? Let's see what is going on with N. Do they like the connection? Do they don't like the connection? Are you talking to them again now, or are you still ignoring them? Like, what's the update? Let's see. Queen of Swords. Well, they don't like it. 7 of Pentacles, King of Cups. The most frustrating thing for N is I've spent all this time and I'm not at the end zone. So in other words, I played the 3-hour football game and I didn't get any touchdowns. I didn't get any big moves. So I think it's frustrating for them, the Queen of Swords, that they tried, and just nothing really came out of it. 7 of Pentacles. I put in a lot of effort. I did the mouse wheel, round and round it went. I didn't get anything. And they feel just sort of emotionally disconnected from the whole thing. So very disconnected, very sort of not ready to embrace anything yet. And just like, you know, I'm going to do what I have to do, but I'm just not going to put in a ton of effort into it anymore. So they're very sort of fed up with a lot of different things in here. Can tarot give me motivation based on project situation with B? All right, let's see if tarot can give you motivation on the project situation with B. Is the project going to be good? It's going to be bad? Let's get the adventure tarot, because it is indeed a level of adventure that you're having over there. Adventure tarot is nice. I like it. A little bit of a thumbs up for this tarot deck. A lot of people don't like it because it looks very digital and it's kind of, you know, robot-y. But yeah, robots sometimes aren't so bad. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's see what's going on with all of this and making it happen over here. Hierophant, King of Cups at the Hermit, and celebration with that 3. Motivation based upon the project situation with B. Can you give me motivation? Hermit says you're not really alone in this deal. It feels like you're alone. There's the problem, the biggest issue. It feels like you're alone in this deal, and you're not. You're definitely not. The Hermit, I'm isolated, I'm alone. The King of Cups, I feel like I don't have the support structure. I don't have the level of enthusiasm and the excitement that I need to go with this, to make it happen. Hierophant feels like you're doing everything yourself. That's the problem. Hierophant, you're doing everything yourself. You're doing it by yourself. It feels like you don't have the support. You don't have the motivation. You don't have things happening with this. Ultimately realize that people will step in as they need to, as they want. Okay, they will step in as they need to and get it done. There is a level of celebration, the big celebration, the big party, the big 3 of Cups at the end. So even though it feels like I'm alone, and it feels like I don't have the level of support that I need, the motivation is there's a celebration at the end, and almost a level of appreciation as well from a variety of different parties to make it happen. So yeah, the 3, especially starting it out, especially sort of having that initial surge there, is just great. It is just fantastic. Will I become pregnant? Now, BooBoo bring this up because we did have other readings. We did have pregnancy cards. So let's get the thought. Let's see with the pregnancy, making it happen. Clumsy's like, oh no, the bots. Reminds me of Yellow Submarine. I know it does, doesn't it? Chopped up kind of bugged me. I don't know. I mean, Maruta, we got people being mowed over by a bus. I mean, you know, being chopped up, being mowed down by a bus. We're in new territory, brand new territory over here. Overall, okay, is there a chance that I will become pregnant? I think that there is a chance indeed, based upon kind of what we've seen before with your readings and whatnot. There's a level of mystery to it. Here's what bothers you about it. You don't have the information that you need. It's sort of subverted, or it's behind closed doors, or the information is not there. It's not something that you're privy to at the moment. And this is something that's going to be a place where you want to be, but you just don't have the information to go from it, right? So the biggest issue is, hey, you know, you did want to have another baby. You do have a possibility of making that happen, but the problem is it's behind closed doors. It's not something that's readily available, not something that's obvious or easy to figure out. Ultimately, there is a level of disappointment with a pregnancy. Like maybe it's not the person that I wanted. Maybe it's sort of an individual that's not ready for that. Maybe it's sort of having issues. But there's a level of sort of a disappointment or having to walk away from this that is difficult for you indeed. So yeah, ultimately Virtue says you just be patient with it, walk through, roll with the waves. You're not going to have any problems at all. But I'm going to go with a thumbs up for the pregnancy because we've seen it before. We've seen it again. We'll always see it. You do have that sort of in the pending mode, at least as far as tarot goes. Will Sarwah fall in love with me and give me the love balloon? That's what we're talking about at the end of the day. That's what we're talking about. That's all we need is people to fall in love with us, to be happy, to be content, to be out there making it all happen in the world today. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Will they fall madly in love with it? 2 of Wands, no. 3 of Pentacles, no. 2 of Pentacles, no. I'm going to go with a no. I'm going to go with a little bit of a thumbs down over here on this. There's something in between you and this big love connection. You can tell that. 2 of Wands, right? Is this something that you've been expecting or looking or waiting for? And that is sort of the interesting thing with the hourglass of the 2 of Pentacles. It's like a wait, right? We're waiting for this. We're expecting this. We're sort of pursuing this, but we just never really found it. We've never really had this sort of this individual being madly in love with us. And the 3 of Pentacles, it feels like that was something that we need to work on almost in order to get them embraced and excited and stuff like that. The biggest frustration is you think it should come naturally, but it's just not coming naturally. So can you work at it, I guess, make it happen? It really looks very challenging. It seems that time is not on your side. Either this is an old encounter or this is something that takes too long for it to happen. It's just like, man, you know, to the end of the day, the 2 of Wands, a lot of expectation, not a lot of results. But I mean, there it is. Elon Musk is handing out his seeds. I don't know. I mean, I saw him shirtless. I saw Elon shirtless. That's not the kind of that's not the kind of offspring, maybe. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're a billionaire. I don't know. Samantha, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you. All right, let's go with Jill is next. Jill's like, yo, I got a question. I want to know, is anyone doing spell work on me? Oh, my. Is anyone doing? Now, the Poe knows this. Where the hell's the Poe? I keep losing the Poe, and I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. All right, the Poe knows. Edgar Allan, per se, is going to come out, and they are going to let you know if somebody is doing a hex on you. And seeing with all of that, man, maybe somebody doing spell work. Got to pay. Oh, geez. Oh, man. I'm actually going to say yes. I'm going to say there may be, obviously, entertainment purposes. Only never seen somebody's doing spell work based upon a fat man reading cards on the internet, but somebody's over here casting some kind of spell. They're over here casting some kind of spell. Something's going on with that. They're looking at you. They're looking at us. They're doing their thing over there. And the Three of Cups, it feels like this is an emotional thing. Like they're very emotional about it. They want to change things. They want to modify things happening. It feels like they didn't get results that they wanted. And therefore, they are doing a little bit of spell work on you indeed. So, I was going to say no. I was going to lean towards the old no, but I got to go with the thumbs up on that one. All right. RR has got the quad shot tonight. Now, Carolina Clumsy. We're going to hop over you a little bit over here. Do RR's 4-shot. I did not forget about any of that. Did not forget about any of that. So let's go. Let's go with the 4-shot. Now, everybody's talking about the little wizards, which we should have done on the last one. But, I mean, hey, you learn from your mistakes. But the pose was good there. The pose was nice there. All right, let's go with RR. I'm going to go with a triple shot. How did D feel when I told him I needed some damn space? Jesus, let's see about that.
Everybody loves the D.
How did D feel? I don't know. If I felt the D, it would be Ace of... Okay, the bottom line is they don't like you needing space. That is difficult too. That is difficult too. They don't like you needing space. And sometimes you need the space. And it's hard to explain it to somebody, it's like because you feel like you're rejecting them and they feel like they're being rejected. And that is where you're at. You know what you need. You're an expert on this. You know what you need. But that Ace of Swords, they still want to communicate. They still want to be up in there, and they feel like that this is unnecessary. Knight of Swords says they're not happy about it, and they're going to fight it if they can. I mean, they're going to fight it if they can. They're not content. They're not happy about it. Way it goes. Is D still in love with me? My man, from the previous cards, looks kind of challenging. I mean, Christina does the same thing. She does. She's like, I need the bed alone because I'm sick or, just kind of like super tired or something like that. So, and sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But sometimes you do feel rejected. Way it goes. But you're not rejected, but you do feel rejected anyway. So feelings are not logical, my friends. Let me break it to you. Feelings are not logical. Page of YouTube user, thank you for the donation. They still in love with me. King of Cups, the Judgment. They're down right now. They're down for the count. They feel frustrated. They feel like they've just been neglected, rejected. Judgment card says they come around. Even if they get upset, you got to let them come around, right? The way it is. You got to let them come around. King of Cups, they feel dispassionate. They feel like there's too much of a distance. Page of Cups feels like they don't feel appreciated right now. But if you give them the time, they'll come around. They are a little bit frustrated. They feel really left out in the cold right now. And let's see what's going on. Will they contact us? I mean, you had a lot of swords in the previous readings. I'm tempted to say yes, just offhand. Like just straight up, I'm tempted to just say straight up yes. Page of Swords says yes. Undesirable. Queen of Wands. YouTube user, thank you for the donation. I'm going to say no. They're not going to contact you today or tomorrow. Again, they need some time to kind of process this. The Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, it feels like that they might. but they feel undesirable. If you can reframe this to let them know that you still appreciate them, you still love them, but you just temporarily need a little bit of space. And it's difficult to do, right? It's difficult to do indeed. But if you can relay that, make them don't feel undesirable, make them feel like they're part of the family still, that they're going on, and that page, like they can still be open communication, they can make it happen. But yeah, it's difficult, right? It's always difficult you need space. But anyway, who is the better choice, D or R? All right, that's a throwdown.
Time for a tarot throwdown.
For the throwdowns, we always use the Thoth, making it happen. Ms. Tarot D, what's going on? Good to see you. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. What deck is this? That is the Little Wizard's Tarot. It's available on Amy's site. I'm sure Andrew will have a link for us. Push Kitty, dash Kitty. Anyway, all right. D is over here. And the Sag is over here. Who is a better choice? Ms. Tarot D, I thank you for your donation. Let me know what your question is. I think if you want overall satisfaction, the Sagittarius is going to be a little bit better for you. D is not bad. There is reward for work over here, but the problem is there's work involved in it. The problem is you have to sort of deal with the being upfront, being in your face, being a little too intense sometimes. Sagittarius doesn't have those kind of problems. In fact, it seems like Sagittarius, you got to face them, face them out. Anyway, yeah, overall, the Sagittarius is the better choice if you're looking for, I guess, more consistency kind of thing. YouTube user, thank you for your gazillionth donation tonight. I appreciate you. And I think we're done. We are done now with the RR. We're going to back it back up over here to Carolina's on my mind. Carolina is Catholic. We do not have any religious decks. We're going to go for a art deck. A lot of the art is religious in nature and Catholic in nature as well. If you don't know what this deck is, by the way, this is the Revival Art Tarot version 1. Has more of the Catholic kind of revisionist kind of stuff there. So let's go with this and see what we can get out of here and all of that stuff. There we go. Push Kitty website. All right. Catholic, also witch. How to reconcile between these extremes? 5 of Wands says you don't. There may not be a reconciliation, which is okay. And that's difficult to settle with. By the way, Anelle, thank you for your donation over PayPal. I appreciate it. It's difficult to settle with this. There is no resolution, which is weird, which is something you didn't think I was going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, because it feels like there is no resolution here. There's no easy way out of this to where you're like, oh, if I just would have done that, everything would have worked out. It's oil and water. They just don't mix sometimes. And you got to, that's the problem. You have to come to grips with it. Okay, the 5 of Wands. There's always going to be a conflict. Oil and water don't mix. Anelle, I got your question over PayPal. If you want to change it, sure, that's fine. Let me know what your replacement question is, I guess. But I do have your Julie's. I do have your Julie's question in the queue. Anyway, oil and water. Where it goes. Page of Swords says you're going to have to do your own thing in 2 different realms. So you're not going to be able to cast a witch spell over there while you're taking communion. You're not going to be able to get the Catholic priest on your side for witchy spells. It just may not be something that's possible. Page of Swords says you may have to be quiet about it. You may have to do your own thing. You may have to sort of keep these in a separate realm. Overall, the Knight of Wands, so that's okay. You don't have to mix these. There's nothing. You don't have to mix these. But yeah. Anyway, the Knight of Wands ultimately said, you're a wounded warrior, and and you do what you need to do. Keep the world separate. There is no reconciliation. There is no easy fix. There's no, point in the Catholic manual that opens yourself up to spells and everything like, you know what I mean? So you just have to keep them separate, do your own thing, and not really worry about what needs to be blended. Basically, don't worry about it. So the long story is, don't worry about it. I mean, does it really matter? Does it really matter? No, you do your thing and just, make it happen. Anyway, that was a very long reading for the words, don't worry about it. Clumsy. Yesterday, I ain't got no money. Will this weekend be any better? Clumsy's like, here's what we need to do. Here's what we need to do. We need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to get $5. And we need to increase it. So if we can, ideally, we can bump it into $100. That makes much more sense. It's much easier on the eyes just to bump it to $100. So if we can do that, ideally, that's what we want to do. So yeah, let's see if we can do it. See if we can make it happen. Yesterday was so slow. No money. Dragons? Nah, Gregory Scott. We'll do Gregory Scott. Gregory Scott. Make it happen over here. A little bit more money. Get the fat cash. See if we can do it. Clumsy's like, make it happen. The Tower. Ooh, I got a movement goal by shuffling cards. Nice. Very nice indeed. No, I don't think the weekend will be any better. Now, weekend's not going to be any better. Tower says it may be a rough weekend for you. I don't know if you've looked at stocks lately, but all the stocks are down. The Tower says it's going to be a rough weekend too, maybe. 9 of Cups. A little bit of a celebration after we get through the rough patch. So just be patient with it. Take a deep breath and then do all that. Do all that. Queen of Cups. Just keep the passion going. Don't get worked up. Don't get upset about it. Just keep it going. All right. Should I do the purchase in 2 weeks or wait for a better deal? That is right to the point. I like it. Diana. Thank you for your very right to the point question. I love those. Should I make the purchase or wait for a better deal? Empress, the Fool, Ace, the Moon. All right. Entertainment purposes only. Never make a purchase based upon a random dude on YouTube reading cards. Okay? I think you should wait for a better deal. The reason we say that is the Fool. I think we're going on an errand where we don't know everything. We don't have all the facts. We don't have everything nailed down. And I think you're going to run into issues if you make this deal right now. Basically, the Empress. It looks like a good purchase. That's the biggest problem. It looks like a good purchase. You're like, look. This looks like a good deal. This looks pretty solid. The Empress, I'm pretty content, happy with it. The Fool, all right? Something that I'm definitely sort of thinking about pursuing, but I just don't think it's as good as later because of the Moon. We have 2 journeys, 2 ventures, the Moon pointing towards a delay, waiting for the next couple of things, getting some things out there. In the meantime, the Moon says, wait. Ace of Swords says you will have another communication. That is going to be a very good thing for you. So I would wait for the next big deal. Anelle is next. Anelle wants to know. Let's see. Anelle. Okay, we got Anelle. Julie's true intentions. Let's make it happen. What are Julie's true intentions? Are they good? Are they bad? What kind of things are we running into here? Let's go with another new deck and make it happen. You know what I mean? The Shadow Seekers Tarot. Y'all love that one. It's a nice one indeed for Anelle. Okay, true intentions. 4 of Cups, the 10 of Wands, and the 4 of Swords. Anelle, they're dragging things out. The true intentions are to drag it out, to wait, to don't get anything done now, and to put it off until later. That is the true intentions. That is the bottom line. We have the 4 of Cups. What they see now, the opportunities that are in there, they don't want to pursue it. And they don't want to pursue it because we have a 4 of Swords. You got a couple of 4s. They're just making themselves at home for now. What they see is not what they want to embrace. What they see is not what they want to get into. 4 of Swords is like, let me delay it. Let me look at it. Let me look at it, maybe make it better later. 10 of Wands says they don't want to deal with it. They don't want to take it on right now. So they don't want to take it on. They want to delay it, but they want to make you feel like that they're comfortable with it. That is the intentions. All right, so Shadow Seekers. I'm kind of liking the way that reads. It doesn't read as good as some of the mainstays, but it reads pretty good. I mean, it reads decent, and I kind of like sort of the way it goes. Anyway, let's get a 78 tarot deck in here and see what's going on. V, will I get my transfer? What is the situation? What's going on with this transfer? We're going to get a transfer. We're going to use another animal deck because we do love animals on this stream. We got 2 adopted dogs and 1 cat, and they don't like each other. So it's always an interesting day in the neighborhood. When they're together, never know what's happening. William, a transfer. What's the situation going on? Justice card, Knight, then the Magician. Really looking at that. IL, thank you for your other donation. I appreciate you. IL, we're going to have to get you tomorrow, and we'll see if we can get by the Star Tarot tomorrow. For now, let's go with a thumbs up. I like the transfer. The Magician says I have the skills so that people want to make me happy. People want to be, sort of on my side. Knight of Cups says sort of, hey, this is something I want. They know I want it. We're able to make sort of that move, make that wrap around through there. And the biggest thing is justice, the balancing out, the opportunity, the making it happen kind of thing. Justice card sort of balancing things. Not only that, but opening the door for something else with that. So yeah, definitely sort of looking at that. And I do think that you get the transfer indeed. Looking good. Looking very nice indeed. Yeah. A stream start at 6:15. Yeah. I don't know. It used to be back in the day, it used to be 6:30, but now it is 6:15. So wait a minute. If one day I start at 6:30, don't think I canceled the stream. Don't think I canceled. One day I may start late. One day I may start on time, not late. Samantha, why is she so scared to talk to me? I don't know. Let's ask the cats. Oh man, we love our cats. Love our cat deck and all that other stuff. Let's see what's going on. See what's happening. Sky, welcome. Good to see you. All right. Why is S scared to even interact with me? What's going on with that? The 4 of Wands, the 6 of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. I'm going to say they aren't. I mean, that's sort of a bad answer. But I just don't see anything that would prevent them from interacting or make them nervous or make them on edge. You got a Page of Pentacles, which is like, I'm not good at interacting. or I don't really know what I want when I interact. I'm not really good at the whole game. Six of Cups, I feel a good connection here, which is good. Hey, I like that. I feel a good connection here. Four of Wands, I feel like we're at home together. This doesn't make any sense if they're actually scared. I'm just going to say they're not. They're not scared to talk to you. They just don't really want to build anything. They don't want to build any connection or build any substantial thing here. Page of Pentacles, I'm just kind of pushing it along. I'm not really making any big motions, any big movements as it goes. So yeah, it feels like a sort of a, I don't know. It feels like they're good. I mean, they're fine with the connection. They just don't want to build anything. Anyway, YouTube user is next. They want to know, what does N think I'm up to? Because he doesn't know about me and A. Okay. Let's see. What does he think that we are up to? Let's see what's going on. What do you do with the ones that you don't like? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, man. What does N think I'm up to? Nine of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. They think that you're looking for that other job. They feel like that you're really, really putting a lot of effort, emotion into kind of searching for your next big career. You're really leaning in the career space, right? So that's a good thing. We're leaning in the career space, making it happen. The Knight of Wands, I'm moving towards things. I'm using the fiery aspect here to make things happen with the career. Nine of Pentacles, I'm focusing on my money, focusing on where I want to be, where I need to be. And the Page of Cups, love is taking a distant second place, right? Love is a distant second place to career right now. So I think that's where you're focused. That's where they think that you're focused with that. Career and money in August. Let's see if we can make some money. We can get a good career thing going over there for August. I like it. Is that going to be a possibility? Maybe. All right. So you're doing good with your career, I got to say. Like of all the people that I know with career, you're doing amazing. Things slowed down in August. It's like some of the big opportunities you thought were going to be opened up are sort of not there in August. It feels like you have to wait until September to make this happen. I do think that you have a new opportunity to get out of the company if you're willing to get out of it in August. Three of Pentacles is, of course, the new job, the expansion, the expansive thing, the excitement thing going on there. The new opportunity in the three is going to be there. King of Cups says you're just bored with everything. You feel like the doors that were open aren't the doors that you wanted to be open. You feel like things that start with moving aren't moving as well as they should be, but you do have another job, and that may be the time to make your big move. Justice card. You got to figure out what you're going to do, because if you want to make a move on the new job, you got to do it fairly quickly. It's almost like it expires or something happens with this, but I do think you get a small window of opening without that, Anyway, is N happy without me in life? Let's see if N is content, if N misses us, if N is just miserable without you being there. The Hermit. They are a little bit lonely. I mean, they feel a little bit lonely without you around. Definitely there. A hermit, right? I just don't feel like I'm connected anymore. I feel like a lot of things have just sort of gone by the wayside. The Two of Wands, I thought we had control. We had sort of a very focused thing on here. We just don't have it. And the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like nothing's really happening. Nothing's really happening in here. A lot of good things that we worked on and nothing really happened with it. Why did I even bother? I think their level of frustration of again, and you see this across not only this reading, but previous readings as well, right? Where they're just frustrated because all the work, all the time, and, it's just sort of frustrating sometimes. Anyway, who was that just left? Ms. Tarot D, I thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. I'm on my pole, make it rain. That's what I'm talking about. All right, we got this good. Busy day, a lot of content to make. Okay. Well, Miss Tarot D, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. We'll do IL. All right. Should I buy the Star Tarot? We'll make it happen over here. We'll see. We'll see. Should I buy the Star Tarot? I don't even know where my Star Tarot is. No, here it is. Okay. So I guess we use the Star Tarot to see if we should buy the Star Tarot. That does make the most sense. It does make the most sense. Should you buy the Star Tarot or not? Yes, you need the Star Tarot. You need the version 2, which looks better, has better card quality. Empress says you're going to be at home with it. You're going to use it. You're going to feel good. You're going to feel fantastic with it. It just looks beautiful overall, and you got to have it. Get yourself some Star Tarot indeed. And the last reading of the night is Sky. Will it be able to move to Maine? And when is that door going to open up? Let's use the Wizards of Tarot for our last reading of tonight and see what's going on. See what is going on. Yeah, that Empress. Man, that Empress is just that's a tiebreaker right there. That is an absolute tiebreaker. All right, when we'll be able to make this move to Maine. All right, got a Four of Cups, got a Tower, and a Knight of Swords. It feels like that you get into a situation where you got to move. That is going to be the thing, right? You feel like you have to move because you're sort of up against maybe some limitations. You're sort of in a corner here. The Tower card. When everything else doesn't work and it's your last resort, it feels like that you will be able to move to Maine indeed. So yes, you will be able to move. We get a little bit of thumbs up action on that. Now, when? I really think if the door opens, you're looking at October. October is going to be your move opportunity. You got a Four of Cups over here. A lot of factors coming in between you and Maine. A lot of things in your way. And as those things sort of crumble down, as you get the opportunity, you're able to make it. Four of Cups. And I think October is going to be your timeline. Knight of Swords talks about moving, talks about action, talks about motivation, talks about making it happen. And I think that is your window. I think that does allow you to make it happen. And that is going to be when the door opens up. And that is it for me. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you then.